At exactly 3:15, the same corgi mix trotted up to the school zone fence carrying a cracked blue water bowl like it belonged there. Then, he dropped it at the unused gate. The neighbor had already seen this before. She picked up the bowl, ready to hand it back, but the corgi ignored her and stared through the fence. When she moved the bowl away, he dragged it right back. Not near the sidewalk. Not near her feet. Exactly against the same lower gate gap again. That was when the first detail felt wrong. A damp mark sat on the inside dirt, and a small paw scuff marked the gate from behind again. She set the bowl closer and poured a little water. The crack sent a thin trickle under the gate, and somewhere inside, a collar softly jingled once. She tried to clean up the leak and moved the bowl away. The corgi stepped in, nudged it back, and left the water trail messier by accident. Then he walked carefully along the fence to the latch side. She followed his gaze and saw more faint scuffs inside, angled back toward the bowl. The marks did not match his paws outside. A larger print sat beside the damp crescent. Then a small shadow briefly shifted again behind the lower slats. At first, the answer made sense to her. The dog wanted water. She filled the bowl on the sidewalk, and he drank just enough to briefly prove it. So she relaxed. But after a few laps, he carried the bowl straight back to the gate and waited again when the collar jingled behind it softly. One thing still did not fit. When she turned the cracked side away, he pushed it back until the leak pointed exactly through the gap again. Now the sidewalk was quieting down around them. The latch would not open from outside, and for 1 second, another dog's nose appeared near the waterline. Then, that answer broke visibly. The corgi backed away from the bowl, and the dog behind the gate used the little stream from inside instead. Right there. She stopped treating the bowl like trash. Old water streaks showed this had happened many times, so she placed it more carefully exactly where he wanted. The corgi let go of the bowl and lay beside it. For the first time, he waited instead of correcting her mistake or trying again. A grounds worker came with keys, and Hope arrived with him. But the gate only opened an inch before the lower latch caught hard at the base. The cracked bowl suddenly became a map. Its rim lined up exactly with the gap, the damp mark, and a tuft of fur near the latch. When the gate finally opened wider, the lost dog stepped one step into view, then backed away. The path was open, but trust was still missing, so everyone stayed completely still. The corgi lay beside the bowl, the watermark became a path, and one cautious paw finally crossed the threshold. The dog came out slowly, nose near the bowl. The corgi met him gently, while the worker held the gate and the neighbor stayed back calmly. The next day, 3:15 came again. The corgi returned with the same cracked bowl, stopped at the repaired gate, and did not drop it this time. He set it down only after the other dog sniffed it and turned away. Would you have really noticed the cracked bowl was aimed at that gate all along?